First, I went and bought two little amorphous solar cells, the size that would be in a calculator. Then I went and bought some of those tritium glowing vials as light sources. They're little glass tubes with a phosphor coating containing radioactive tritium gas, which emits some low energy beta radiation. The beta radiation in these little vials makes a phosphor coating to glow. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sandwich all these little tritium vials in between the two little solar cells that I got and make a little miniature nuclear battery. These are my little tritium vials, five of them, 3 millimeters by 11 millimeters. I have them spaced on top of a little solar cell, and I'll make a sandwich of them with this other one, then fold this reflective material all around them to encase them. And this is the battery before I fold the reflective material over it. Before I fold this over and enclose everything, I went and covered the whole thing with a layer of aluminum tape just to cut out any ambient light that might sneak through. These solar cells are really sensitive, so I wanted to eliminate as much of that as possible. And I think this should do it. I'll give this a test now and see what kind of voltage we're picking up. 0.45 on that one. 0.47 volts on the other solar cell. These are the solar cells that I'm using. Not picking up any current though, anything that I can register on this. So it's going to have to probably be in that nanoamp range that I can't read, but it is producing some voltage, so there's got to be a tiny bit of current in there somewhere. I'll tie these together in a series now. I have the two cells connected up in series now, but it's not doubling up the voltage like I thought it would. I think what I'm going to do is have this charge a capacitor. I'll hook it up to the capacitor. So I have a 11 microfarad capacitor, and we'll just let it start charging that up. Tiny wires. And it's climbing. It's a slow rate, so I can tell this is just that nanoamp range. I'll let it go, see what it builds up to. Well, it's been about 3 minutes, and we are up to a volt, but then my meter draws it down right away, so I'll let it go some more, 1.1 volts. It's been about another 3 minutes. Test it out. 1.7, my meter drags it down. Well, I'll just let it go some more. 2.2 volts. Just keeps climbing. I'll just let it go now and see where it's going to stop at. It's probably been about 10 minutes since the last reading, so it must be slowing down. But it's working a lot better than that alpha voltaic cell I was demonstrating a couple of videos ago. So this is kind of interesting. This is a nanowatt nuclear power plant, and it's working. Well, I left this for about an hour or so, and I came back and checked it, and it was at 2.4 volts. And it was getting dark then, so what I did is I shorted the capacitor out and let it start charging again. And I just left it the whole night, and it's morning now, and I'm just coming back to see what we're charged up to. 2.7. 2.835 that time. I've been going to extremes to try to keep any ambient light out, and it's still charging up to about 2.7, 2.8, a little bit better. Sometimes it's a little bit better at night for some reason. I haven't figured that out, but I've done this, half a dozen times already. It's still pretty much about the same. Well, I let it charge and I short out the capacitor and I let it charge again. This is a midday charge, 2.75, and then meter draws the power down. I'm going to short this out again and time how long it takes for it to charge up. It seems like it's been taking less and less time each time I do this. So there's probably some dielectric absorption going on with this capacitor. And we are at almost 0.1 volts, 20 seconds in. So I'll just let this go and I'll let you know how long it takes for it to charge up. So we're almost 20 minutes into this right now. See what we got. 2.6 volts. We're moving into the 30-minute mark here, so I'm going to test it again. 2.727. So it's about 30 minutes to get to the charge. I'm going to do a measurement again. This is morning. I want to see what this charged up to overnight. 2.9. That's the highest I ever seen it. So I'm going to short this out again and see if the morning makes a difference on what this gets charged up to. I'll let it go. Let it go a half hour and see what happens. Check it out here. Yeah. Went up to, this is about a half hour later, and it went up to over 2.8. Probably would have climbed up to maybe 2.9, so something seems to be happening, I guess, maybe in the morning. My RF harvesting circuits always seem to put out a little bit more power in the morning too. I can tell by how bright the LEDs are. This is morning now. Those are the jar batteries. It's 7:30 right now. And these are all, this is before any radio station boosts their power. That's about 8 o'clock then is when they boost their power. Look how bright these are. I wonder if it has any correlation to these, like something else is in the air. I don't think it's the temperature. The temperature is actually cooler now than in the afternoon. I don't know if there's more additional electric charges coming around in the morning. I don't know. It's interesting though. I am getting some energy from my poor man's nuclear battery, but really, it's just a teeny tiny amount. Maybe enough to flash a LED every once in a while. But for me, really, it was just a proof of concept. I wasn't about to go buy more and bigger tritium vials trying to put something bigger together and maybe get a microwatt out. To me, it just wasn't worth it. I did expect the voltage to be more consistent throughout the day. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it would vary. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. An idea I had for scaling up this radioactive tritium gas nuclear battery concept is if you could make it like an insulated window. This is an insulated window pane, has two plates of glass, and in between is an argon gas. I wonder if a window manufacturer could substitute that with a radioactive tritium gas and then coat the plates with phosphor and have a solar panel on each side. That would really scale up the surface area. But I suppose there'd be some kind of licensing problem having that much radioactive material available to the public. But it's an idea. Our snow is almost gone. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for your time for watching, and I'll see you again.